Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Better Country stream.
Let's go.
USA, USA,
Ladies and gentlemen,
USA.
yes, sir. Welcome to the Team USA Olympic stream. You know, we had the Canadian one about a week or two ago. Now,
Can I say
the
it?
American one.
Can I say it on behalf
What?
of Nick, Cody, and I? Hey, Kirby, you can blow it out your ass.
Damn right you can, Kirby. Blow it out your ass, Kirby.
Hey, but anyway, we are going to start here because, as we all know, Team USA did come up short at Four Nations due to an overtime goal by way of Connor McDavid. And looking back at that run here, there were a couple of different things, like some scratch decisions, some coaching decisions that didn't go quite that way. But anyway, first up, boys, I guess we got to talk about what roster adjustments did Team USA consider for the Olympics. And just to bring it back, this was the roster for Four Nations last year.
Yep.
And of note,
Which I thought was a pretty good roster in
Glenn
general.
Hughes did not play in the Four Nations tournament for USA last year.
Yes.
He was injured at the time.
Scratch
So,
Quinn Hughes. It was Jake Sanderson hopped into his spot. So, and as you can see here, I think there's a couple guys I already know that will not make the team for the Olympics. Like Vincent Trocheck, just been heard is not going to be able to make it this year. I have a question. Like Hannafin is probably a little bit more on the bubble than he was prior to Four Nations, especially with the way he played at Four Nations.
I could probably say Brock Faber too.
Yep. And the goalies, well,
Unfortunately, the MVP isn't going to be on there.
boys, we got breaking freaking news. Quinn Hughes is being traded to Minnesota.
We
You're
just
lying.
nope, he is. Yep. Elliot Friedman, breaking
What
news.
the heck?
Wow. No freaking way. Here on the Cats and Rats podcast and the Big C
What
show,
the fuck?
Quentin Hughes going to Minnesota.
What?
Minnesota? Where the fuck did that come from?
Faber's got to be going the other way.
Is that we were just talking about them?
That is crazy, boys.
We just mentioned his name and he gets traded. Legit,
Right before we hopped on, too.
what?
Okay, I'd have to think.
It's got to be Faber and Rossi. Got to be those.
No details yet. I'm still looking.
Anyway, back to the stream.
We'll get
back to it, guys.
I'll have the details the minute it goes up. But yeah, Quinn Hughes is a part of the Minnesota Wild.
You heard it first. You heard it first. I can't even
Williams
say.
got to
Wow.
be going the other way.
That's crazy.
We'll see here, but ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, this
holy-
is why you guys don't want to miss the Cats and Rats podcast and the Big C show.
What the fuck? That just threw us all off. What the fuck?
all right,
That is
but
crazy.
So back
And
to Quinn
I
Hughes
just want to
and Brock
thank
Faber.
everybody here for joining us today
shout out
on
my
this
boy
Friday
Derek.
night.
Holy! I'm
All right,
sorry,
let's-
I got to get my bearings back here. What the hell?
Fuck.
That is crazy. Well, gentlemen,
So, but
way to start off the Team USA show.
yeah, I mean, one of our very own gets dealt to Minnesota.
That is
But-
crazy.
Just as we're talking about Quinn Hughes and Brock Faber,
They probably got traded for each other. That's
gets traded.
actually insane.
shout out to Derek Davis here.
That's my boy Derek.
Yeah.
But considering that, and then now I guess we could pull up. This is the projected roster via NHL.com.
Rosters
here.
have not been officially made.
They're not
yet.
official until December 31st, I believe it is. But here they are. I mean, a couple additions here via NHL.com. Cole Caulfield's entered in here now, along with Jason Robertson. And Clayton Keller, who was also not on the team, also in this roster as well.
Matthew Tkachuk is going to be on there, obviously, since he's
Yeah.
starting to get
So
healthy.
talking about some certain roster adjustments, I like Tage Thompson's chances of making the team.
Yes.
There were
I
some
like-
questionable choices last year with Brock Nelson
So-
and
who
Go
are
ahead.
who are your guys' bubble spot guys?
On this roster right here,
Yeah,
I think Cole Caulfield. I mean, still on that.
Caulfield, Like
on that bubble there. I wonder. I know there's been the discussion of do they go with a veteran? I know last year where they went with Kreider, there was some talk about Patrick Kane making.
yeah,
team
I
trip.
still think I think they should heavily consider him
Yeah.
and Corey Perry.
I think that's quite a possibility when you really boil it down. The defense, the big part of how we're going to be more successful.
All right, it looks
so
like
Booyam's going the other way, and a first, and Marco Rossi
and Liam Ogren.
What the hell?
So the trade is Z Booyam, Marco Rossi, Liam Ogren, and a first-round pick to Vancouver in exchange for Quinn Hughes.
wow,
Oh my gosh.
huge.
That changes a lot, especially in the West. And you get to keep Faber. And I mean, Booyam becomes obsolete if you're getting Quinn Hughes, but damn.
That is crazy, boys.
But the bubble guys here on this roster right here, to me, JT Miller's definitely on the bubble now, especially the way he started out the year.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it's probably what? Robertson, maybe?
Maybe. I mean,
maybe Larkin, but Larkin probably played himself in the way he played at Four Nations.
Pretty much set. I mean, there may be some discussions when it comes to a Cole Caulfield and a JT Miller. I think one of those two will probably be on the roster. I don't know about both. I really like the prospect of having a Patrick Kane there. I think that,
I do.
Obviously it's going to be a very
although the style is going to be different, though.
Another guy that another guy they should consider should be Corey Perry as well.
He's having a really hot start to the year.
Really hot start, clutch player, Olympic experience, and then you move to the defense core here. The new Minnesota Wild defenseman, Quinn Hughes.
We need to change that graphic.
What the hell? I can't believe that just happened.
So shocked.
No, because no one mentioned Minnesota. It was always like New Jersey and maybe Detroit. No one mentioned Minnesota, but shout out Billy Guerin. But Faber, Hughes, Seth Jones, Charlie McAvoy, Brett Pesce, Jake Sanderson, Jacob Slavin, Zach Werenski. And I think based off this and the goalies, that's not going to change at all because I think those since last season as well.
Ottinger and Swayman. But who do you think starts?
Hellebuck.
Now, I know Spencer Knight's having a phenomenal year. I just think it's probably a year too early for that.
If you take a fourth goalie, he's going. But but Faber, Hughes,
would you be surprised if he is on the roster other than any of these guys?
If he's above Swayman, it wouldn't shock me. I mean, he has been outstanding this year, Spencer Knight. But one of the big things that I think really is going to separate this year from last year is the defense core. I mean, that was our biggest strength last year, and it got decimated with injuries. Charlie McAvoy had an injury,
and then
body injury that took him out of the tournament. Yeah. Same thing with Quinn Hughes; he didn't even play in the tournament. So it was really a bunch of Adam Fox, Brock Faber, Zach Werenski, Jacob Slavin was outstanding the entire. But you saw some guys like Faber, Sanderson, Hannafin. They did not look good when they needed to play increased minutes.
Sanderson actually had a big goal in that series. Brett Pesce, we'll see here. He's been hurt for the majority of the year now. But I'm sorry, I can't wrap my head around. I'm staring at Quinn Hughes right here, and it's just like, what the hell?
It's crazy. So let's kind of go into the style of play because it's obviously not going to be as physical as it was in Four Nations. Does this have implication of what the rosters will look like coming up this year?
It depends on what they want to do. Based off those projections, it seems like they want to be a bigger team because we just saw that defense score. I'll put it up again here.
I think Seth Jones is an interesting name. I mean, when you take a look at Pesce's also another interesting name. I don't remember. Was he there last year?
No. But one big omission to this, Adam Fox.
That's who I was thinking. Yeah.
There's no way you're taking Brett Pesce over Adam Fox, in my opinion. but it's just now like Werenski's like you have like a couple big like Norris candidates here on this defense core, and like Canada may have the best defenseman in the world than Cale Makar, but the Team USA is probably all in all has a damn good defense core. But the thing is with them is, are they going to be able to withstand the speed through all the other countries? Because Team USA is not necessarily known for their probably one of the slower teams going into the Olympics, because you have Sweden, who's a fast team. Canada, I mean, McDavid, McKinnon.
Well, I think that really starts kind of up at the top, not when it comes to speed, but in terms of overall head-to-head matchup. Austin Matthews and guys like Jack Hughes just were not good enough last year. I know there's this discussion around Matthews and him being injured, but I really
being injured early this year for Toronto. Like, do you think you guys have a concern of that maybe creeping up during the Olympics?
Not really, because I think he'll play through it. My concern is if we need a goal, can he get us one? Because that was the difference at Four Nations. Austin Matthews had to turn it on the stick, nails the post. McDavid goes back the other way and scores.
Really good too. So, but yeah, no, I agree with you, Cody.
Yeah,
we need to get more production on the offensive side from him.
Yeah, and then like down the middle for USA, it's up to Matthews and Eichel here. Like as our phones are just blowing up right now with this, but
yeah, and I think that's where last year you missed a guy like Tage Thompson, who has that kind of game breaking ability. I mean, we noticed it during the tournament. Brock Nelson and Vincent Trocheck, although very good players in their own right, I mean, were not they didn't match what we needed, particularly when you look at Canada's forward depth. I just think we got put in a really bad position when Quinn Hughes went out, Charlie McAvoy went out, and then it's compounded by a couple of questionable choices with the Brock Nelsons, with the Vincent Trochecks, as opposed to like in the gold medal championship. I know Kirby likes to be anal about how you say it. Guys like Kyle Connor and Tage Thompson should have been on the ice. They should have been in the lineup. And when you take away that ability, you make it a lot more difficult for yourself. And I am worried about the speed, particularly on the back end. I don't think Adam Fox stays home. I think he's going to be.
He's got to be there. There's no way you're taking Brett Pesce over him.
But I do think Seth Jones can make it over Brett Pesce.
No, 100%. Because Jones is like, he's built up his stock. Stanley Cups has a lot of weight, especially when naming this tournament, which is why. But the thing is with me is just I want more veterans to go, because a lot of these guys that we just listed, had just shown on this list, have never been to the Olympics. Canada has some, Crosby, Marchand, like Doughty, I'm pretty sure they're taking. Like they have like those different guys, and like USA won the world championship or whatever, but the Olympics are a different ballgame. So I want them
So then do you think being in Four Nations, does that help them with this year, maybe that experience of playing?
I think it fuels their hunger of losing, but the experience is different because now you're not just saying Canada, Sweden, Finland in like their NHL rosters. You're saying the best those countries have to offer. You're seeing guys that are probably from the SHL, KHL, wherever they could find them. And now it's a matter of like, can they get it done? Because in my opinion, anything less than a silver is a failure to me.
And I was a lot higher on USA last year than I am this year. I think Canada, you take a look at the discussion they're having with Celebrini and Bedard. And, I think it's going to be imperative that we need to really kind of match that skill. There was more skill out on the ice for Canada last year in that final game, and it showed. I mean, again, I'm not trying to diss on Brock Nelson and Vincent Trocheck here, but come on, man. Like, there are far better players than that. And I think we're going to Billy Guerin's going to make some different decisions this year. I think he learned from that. Also, Connor Hellebuck was good. I mean, he wasn't spectacular in any way. He's currently hurt right now. So now you have to start to wonder if that injury timeline gets a little bit longer, does that get affected? Are you going to have to rely on Jake Ottinger, the only game Ottinger appeared in, he lost against Sweden, I believe. So, and actually Chris Kreider scored a goal in that game, Cody. Remember the big goal you said that was going to happen?
Yeah. He did score. It was half right.
Half right. But I believe the veteran that you were talking about should be Patrick Kane. I think
they need to take more than one, to be honest with you. Take all three of them. Kane, Corey Perry, John Carlson. Take those three.
I don't know about Corey Perry. I think Corey Perry would be a reach. I think that'd be a little shocked on that one.
But it's just more just like the coaching in the locker room and stuff like that. That's more what I want him for. On the ice, if you want to throw him out there, throw him out there. Like, I think he can, in a fourth line role, I think Corey Perry can give you damn good minutes. If Sam Bennett can give you Canada good minutes, Corey Perry sure as heck can for Team USA. And another guy that I think was left off and I think deserves a lot of consideration is Matthew Nyes, because he's more of that type of player that we're going to need over there. That's going to score greasier goals, like rebounds. Like, I don't think this is a skill tournament. I think this is a deflections, rebounds type of tournament.
I think Matthew Nyes should probably be on the roster regardless.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned the name, I'd consider taking him over a Cole Caulfield, even a JT Miller this year. Yeah. But, Miller was there last year. I know they value.
Well, Corey Perry is Canadian. You're right. I don't know why I thought he was American, but.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, well.
But I do think Matthew Nyes, and I know Jim and Kirby are going to have a field day with that, are saying, Kirby thinks when we said Matthew Nyes wasn't elite yet, that we said he was dog shit. We never said Matthew Nyes was dog shit.
Yeah.
Matthew Nyes is becoming elite, but he wasn't elite at the time.
So. But it's just with Matthew. It's just Matthews, can he step up in the big moments? And another thing is, how is Jack Hughes going to fare on the wing?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out my boy Derek with the $5.
There you go.
Hey, thank you,
Yes,
Derek.
sir.
Hey, but it's gonna be so interesting to see, like, what are they thinking with the roster? The defense score is gonna question me. Is gonna tell me what we want to do. A lot with everything. But
this Quinn Hughes shit got me like fucked up. Like, they waited for this shit to start.
But the way Vincent Trocheck's playing this year,
no, he hasn't even played yet.
He hasn't really played much this year.
TIR for most of the year.
Oh, that's right.
I mean,
I know he was talked about earlier before he got
I do have to wonder about a guy like Troy Terry.
That's another one.
That's another name that I think's on that bubble with Caulfield there. And I like Thompson's chances to make the team, as they said. But when you talk about that bubble player, you talk about that one veteran, the Matthew Nyes, the Troy Terrys, the Cole Caulfield. Those are the guys that they're going to be having a debate on. I think Troy Terry is going to be right in that mix. I know people are going to say Caulfield. He said Caulfield's an elite scorer. I don't know. I mean,
it's just the size with him.
Yeah, it's still on the bubble for me, and I think it is.
And
so you guys think they're going more for size rather than skill this year?
Yeah, I think so. And he brings a good point. Mike Sullivan may want to bring some of his own guys, and that includes some guys from the Penguins. Like, I may have to double check here, but I'm 100% sure Brian Russ is also American. So,
okay,
let me double check here. Yeah, Brian Russ is American. That's another guy that could possibly be like one of like the later forwards or whatever. He does have like some chemistry with Jake Gensel if they want to throw that line together. I think Sullivan might go more Penguins than he would Rangers, but still, I see what you're saying here.
If they wanted to really go like a dark horse, a guy who's having a phenomenal year, Cutter Gauthier.
I was going to mention him.
I mean, I know you make that face cut. I mean, I was looking at his stats the other day. He's over a point per game.
Take him for the experience. Take some of the young guys.
I wouldn't be opposed to kind of going that way, like a Matthew Nyes, Cutter Gauthier. I think a little bit of, and those are guys that can play a bottom six role too. They're not anchored in the top six. Where I think Cole Caulfield, if he's not producing,
if he's not in the top six, I don't think he's
not in the lineup. So that to me, and I still do think you have quite a ceiling with those guys. You can put them up there, but where I really worry about is down the middle. I don't have a problem with how we're playing on the wings. Kind of guy like Jack Hughes.
It's the third line center that worries me. It's not it's not necessarily the top two because it's Matthews Eichel, no matter which way you spin it.
Yeah.
It's the third line center I'm worried about because like I'm not a big ever since JT Miller has been traded to like the Rangers, I haven't seen much out of him. And it's just.
And Jack Hughes got moved to wing last year in the tournament. Am I not mistaken?
Like, you're going to have some centers playing wing because, like, remember, for Canada, Braden Point was on the wing. So
I remember when Sam Bennett was on the wing. That was interesting. But
yeah, and like another guy that's also on the boat we haven't mentioned, Jason Robertson, another guy who's having a good year.
Yeah, it's so weird with him because I used to be
really. This is his final year in his contract, right?
That he ended up resigning, did he not?
Did he resign?
He might have.
Robertson?
I used to be really high on him. I used to be really high on him, and then he kind of had a little bit of a down year and a bad playoff or a mediocre playoff. And I wasn't really too sure on him. And now again, he's absolutely dominating this year. There was a point this year I think he scored like 7 straight goals for Dallas and like 3 straight. Like he was one of the main guys. I think he scored like 7 of the 8 goals or something like that in a 2-3 game stretch. But
it's going to be interesting to see. But like as we move on to our next topic, let's hear a word from our sponsor, Caneswear.
Panthers fever is here. Are you geared up? Caneswear in Davie is the place for all your Florida Panthers needs. They have the latest gear for our favorite NHL team. Jerseys, polos, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. Caneswear has you covered. Stop by their store in Davie or at pantherswear.com. Again, that's pantherswear, WEAR.com for all your Panthers gear.
And before we continue, Nick, let's go get that Sam Bennett poster right out there. YouTube members, listen up. For your chance to win a Sam Bennett 20x14 autograph frame Stanley Cup photo donated to us from Les Dunbar, your sports memorabilia store, dual certified from YSMS and the players themselves. YSMS is the official memorabilia provider for Brad Marchand. It's a store online at www.yoursportsmemorabiliastore.com. Good luck and stay tuned to the Cats and Rats YouTube channel. Remember, this is your last chance to enter into the Sam Bennett contest. We will be revealing the winner tomorrow night on Cats and Rats After Dark, so stay tuned for that. And another word from our other sponsor, Jeremy Beckham, at Beck Sells FLA. Champions don't settle, and neither should you. Let me introduce Jeremy Beckham at Beck Sells FLA, bringing a competitive edge to South Florida luxury real estate. If you want a home that performs in all 3 zones, location, lifestyle, and longer-term value, Jeremy is your power play. The clock is ticking. Let's go for the cup. Reach out now at BeckSellsFLA.com, and that is BeckSellsFLA. But, boys, I guess the last thing we have to talk about is, and I think this is probably going to be the longer-winded conversation, what are the keys for victory for Team USA?
A lot of prayer. They better go over to Rome. They're in Milan. They better drive down to Rome and get some holy water from the Vatican and bring it with them because Canada is stacked. They are stacked. They are stacked. I'm not going to sit here like that.
We need to score this year. I think that was our biggest issue last in 4 Nations. Now the games are not going to be as physical, so that's something that I am going to miss. What do you guys?
I am. So I think we had a lot of injuries last year. The Quinn Hughes, Charlie McAvoy, Matthew Tkachuk, basically were either did not play or played very little in the tournament, and that already put us behind the 8 ball. I think, specifically speaking, we're going to have to find a way to handle Canada's speed. I mean, I'm really worried about. The top 6, fine. It's that bottom 6 that really scares the shit out of me because they could go
for your pairings, your top 4 pairings.
For the defense, I don't even know. I mean, do you put Hughes and Faber together now that they're together in Minnesota? I don't know if Faber.
I mean, that's probably going to be the pairing now in Minnesota now.
So, I mean, Jacob Slavin, you'd have to think is going to get those number 1 minutes. He's going to be playing against the other team's best. Charlie McAvoy, Adam Fox, if Adam Fox makes it. But I really am terrified at Canada's speed, particularly if they pick both Celebrini and Bedard. I mean, who are we going to have out there? I like Matthew Nyes, I like Cutter Gauthier, I like JT Miller. I mean, sure, but when it's Sidney Crosby, you could put him as your third line center.
Yeah.
I mean, you're really playing with a lot. Braden Point, like realistically, could be the third or fourth line center on Team Canada. Every line is a mismatch for us. So we're going to need Connor Hellebuck to stand on his head. That's where we have the biggest advantages in net. And we got to stay healthier than we were last year. I think scoring from the blue line is really important. I think Quinn Hughes needs to kind of be a difference maker. And we need more from guys like Jack Hughes and Austin Matthews. We can't have this Kachuk thing going on. Jake Gensel was excellent last year, but we can't rely on him. I mean, if you're relying on Jake Gensel, I mean, good player, but it's not
when you have like Austin Matthews, Jack Eichel, Jack Hughes in the lineup there, you're gonna need more from that. But for me, it's don't play with so much emotion, because I felt like that's something we did last year. And because when you play with emotion, the one negative thing deflates your balloon just like that.
But
and then it's an uphill battle.
An effect to that deflation, because I thought them bringing the energy just made the game that much more exciting.
Yeah, but it's more just playing with more of a level-headed of emotion. It's not being so up and being so down.
Try telling that to the Kachuk brother. I don't think that's happening.
Look, Matthew knows it. Brady got his first taste of it because remember, he's never played in the freaking playoffs or any like Four Nations event or big event like that until we got to Four Nations. And the playoffs is the same thing, but I think Brady's a lot more emotional than what Matthew is. So it's a bit different for him. But from the guys up top, the Matthews, the Eichels, the Matthew Kachucks, the Quinn Hughes, you just got to stay steady. And the one thing with Canada is that is Canada's biggest weakness point. They could sit there and tell you, "Oh, we're not worried about it as much as they want to." They're worried about it in the back of their head. Jordan Binnington has been a friggin' disaster this year. Granted, he's probably going to play in a better defense. And then
the other guy, Sam Montembeault, who I was really high on, has also had a disastrous year. So, and Aiden Hill has missed a lot of time for Vegas. So,
and Logan Thompson in high pressure situations has shown he may not be the greatest.
Well, I always found it interesting that he wasn't picked last year. I know there's always been rumors out there with his relationship with Bruce Cassidy from their time in Vegas together. I find it to be very interesting and see if he's going to get picked this year. I think he should. I don't think there's any way
he's right now.
I don't think there's any way Aiden Hill or Sam Montembeault should get the nod over Logan Thompson. And, you know, I know Jordan Binnington played very well last year. He rises up to the occasion, but I would be hard-pressed to not think that Logan Thompson will be the starter for Canada.
Another thing is also, let's not sleep on these other countries as well. Finland's got a hell of a roster. And
I mean, they've gotten fucked in back-to-back years, though.
Now Barkov this year, Heiskanen last year.
I will say this. Sweden was really, like, those were tough games that Sweden played. I mean, you'd go take a look at how Sweden played Canada. That was an overtime game. They had opportunities in that 3-on-3 overtime that Mitch Marner ended up winning it for Canada. That they could have won that game. Sweden very well could have won that game. You take a look. There was a chance for Mika Zibanejad on a one-timer that he missed high. Elias Pettersson had a breakaway opportunity. He missed the net, or he barely got anything on it. Sweden looked pretty good last year. They have a lot of talent. When you look at the roster, like, okay, this is a talented group. You can argue they have one of, if not the best defense core in the entire of any country. Now it starts to think if Mika Zibanejad can kind of unlock that. Elias Pettersson 2-3 years ago, Cody, on paper, the center core was incredible. I mean, they've come back down to earth since then, but I mean, I'm really interested to see how Sweden plays.
And then you got Switzerland, who's another team that's up and coming with Roman Josi, Nico Hischier on the way. Timo Meyer, I'm pretty sure Swiss.
Looking forward to Captain Uvis Belinskas
for Latvia. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Canada, watch out for Latvia. We know how they got your number right there. But you got Italy, who's sending a team. Like I don't know. Like I can't think of it. Like when you say Italian NHLer, the first guy that comes to my mind is Lucas Spiza. Like
now, So, isn't Luongo part Italian?
Yes, he is part of. His
But
parents
he
are
would-
from Italy.
So then, would he still be playing for Team Canada, or
Yes, he declared what country he is. He can't switch.
Okay,
So
that would have been interesting.
But yeah, he could have played for Team Italy, and then you got Slovakia, Denmark. Like, I'm excited to see all these different countries, and then Germany, who's got hell of NHL talent now with the Draisaitl, Stützle, Seider.
Yep. So I know we started this stream with the breaking news of the Quinn Hughes trade. Chris Johnson just tweeted out the Minnesota Wild cannot extend Hughes until July 1st, but they've got a great tool in their back pocket to get it done. They'll be the only team who can sign him for 8 years with a front-loaded structure, including unlimited signing bonuses before the CBA rules change on September 15th. I mean, I mean that really kind of shocked the fuck out of me.
I still can't believe that Quinn Hughes got we started like 2 minutes in and he was gone. And we
were literally talking about him and Brock Faber.
And I'm not gonna lie, that threw the whole stream off.
There's no doubt it did. There's no doubt it did.
Like,
how come Kirby and them didn't get that trade for Canada?
What's their comparison there?
I don't know.
That's like Makar getting traded.
Yeah, I guess. I'll say this on the Quinn Hughes soda between him and Faber and Middleton and Spurgeon. I mean, they have a really good blue line.
Brody.
I mean, they have a really deep blue line. And then they went out and acquired David Juracek a couple years ago. They had that thought, okay, let's get through this.
Derek, very good.
Unbelievable. One of the best second best defenseman in the NHL.
I got to put this in football terms for him. Think of Hughes as a wide receiver. He's basically top two. So he's Justin Jefferson.
Remember when Micah Parsons got traded?
Yeah, it's like that.
It's like
Micah
that.
Parsons trade.
Like a Micah Parsons trade. But
it's that through the whole.
I would know about that Micah Parsons trade a lot more.
Both of you guys would.
Fucking A. Anyway, we're not going to get into that.
But
when you take a look at what Minnesota's plan was, they had bought out Zach Parise and Ryan Suter a couple years ago. They kind of went through cap hell, and we're still a pretty good playoff team. You know, you could have argued they could have won on a deep run one year. They didn't, but then they started accumulating these draft picks. They started drafting really well, and they got Kaprizov signed. They have Wallstedt. They have these pieces there. Once they get the money, then they're going to be so good because they got the future pieces. They got the money. And then Booyam, Juracek, and Faber was the plan. You move Booyam out, get Quinn Hughes. I mean, the defense is incredible. You got a little bit of everything there. I am interested to see what they do at center now, because now I know Joel Eriksson Ek is still there, but what are they going to do now without Marco Rossi? There is a hole down the middle for Minnesota, and it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with that. I know Boldy, Kirill Kaprizov, Eriksson Ek.
They only gave up 1 first in that trade.
So Minnesota might be going for it this year.
Nazem Kadri?
Nazem Kadri, that's probably – I know Dallas is going to be in after Kadri after the Sagan injury. Add Minnesota to that list.
So I'm guessing we're going into the trade. I mean, you guys are like, are we talking about it right now?
Nick wanted to talk about it because it's just been weighing on his mind.
I mean, this is fucking incredible. It's 2 minutes into the stream.
Yeah, but back on the track. I mean, we'll talk more about it on the Cats Rants After Dark. Check us out 11 p.m. whenever the Dallas Stars Florida Panthers game ends. The thing that surprised me about Team USA and Four Nations is how similar it felt to the Panthers Cup winning teams, especially in the first Cup when shutting down other teams down and heavy forward check. Well, they weren't as physical as us. Let's just get that out the way. They were, but the system was similar. That's how Pittsburgh won their cups. And another factor I think had the Canadians didn't want to mention this. Let's just say this. What about the coaching matchup here? Mike Sullivan was the best coach at Four Nations last year.
Yeah.
Easily. I think John Cooper. I mean,
but there was some questions in his lineup.
Yeah, because remember they played the Tampa Bay trio in overtime before Reinhart got out there and stuff like that.
Yep.
And that adds to it. And just I think Mike Sullivan's a hell of a coach. I know whatever's going on in New York or whatever. That doesn't change my opinion of them.
I think the Four Nations last year showed that. I mean,
Yeah.
with all the injuries they were dealing with, I mean,
They had a lead in that.
They had a
gold
lead
medal
in that
game.
final game. They were a goal away from winning it, and I mean, essentially, Austin Matthews and Jack Hughes not really doing anything. I mean, there's a lot of things went wrong. I really think it starts with the players. Genuinely, I don't think any of us would disagree that John Cooper, although he was bad, I wouldn't say bad. He wasn't up to par with Mike Sullivan. Nobody was as bad as the Sweden head coach for what the hell he was doing on the back end with that blue line.
Yeah, we held Canada 3 goals in regulation across 2 games with that stack.
Really good point.
Canadian, like they played well. It's just for the difference was the Canadian top players stepped up.
Yeah.
And what do you talk about keys to victory? That is in big ass bold letters across any board you want. The top players have to step up.
And who knows what would have happened if none of our guys got hurt.
Like, I don't know if it changes anything because remember, Canada's best player still stepped up, and I still think that's the difference. And it's okay to say that, but I don't want to make excuses for last year. We had a chance to win. We should have won, but we did not. I mean, Canada had their own injuries or whatever. That's why they ended up with Thomas Harley, and he stepped up in a big way for him.
That pissed me off. He's an American and he's fucking doing that shit.
And then it's just you got the best players got to step up, straightforward, no more, no less.
Yeah, I mean, I really can empathize with Leaf fans because my gosh, it was so frustrating watching Austin Matthews in a game you were rooting for him. I mean, it was so frustrating. I mean,
let's hope it continues this year.
I'm gonna just say this: if you're a Panther fan and you're an American, you're really gonna miss Sasha Barkov after watching this shit this year. I mean, it was so.
If you haven't missed him yet by watching the Panthers this year,
you're gonna miss him or a lot more when you see Austin Matthews. I mean. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than that. I mean, he was really bad. And Kachuk getting hurt. It's just, I'm kind of thinking back on it now, how many injuries there were, particularly on the back end. You got fucked when you really think about it.
Like, and, you know, it's just, this is going to be a fun time.
Now, there's group A, B, and C. So are the first 2 teams in each group that make it?
I think that's what it is. I think it's similar to the World Cup. But for those who don't know, the groups go as follows. Group A, Canada, Switzerland, Czechia, and France. Group B, Finland, Sweden, Slovakia, Italy. That might be the most competitive group. And then for Group C, Germany, Latvia, and Denmark. Like, if you want to give me predictions now, if there's 2 out of each group, I think first group, it's Canada and between Switzerland and Czechia. Group B, I got Finland and Sweden. Group C, I got United States and Germany.
Yeah, I think we all can agree on that.
But it's gonna be.
Eric says should be an easy group win, Cody.
Nothing. Don't.
He knows he does nothing more about watching hockey than just sitting on the couch with a beer in his hand. So it's, but it's gonna be so. Like I said, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, if the rink even comes together,
they better get this rink done. It's like it's getting done like 3 days before. Whoever planned this should be fired.
Oh, somebody's gonna get fired after this for sure.
Like there's no way.
I'll just say this: I'd be very disappointed if it doesn't happen. I'm sure everybody else here, nobody will be more heartbroken than our very own Kirby Lupo. He would be absolutely devastated if this does not go through. So, for that reason alone,
who's going to be more devastated, him or the Kachuk brothers?
Oh, I don't
know. Probably
the
Kachuk brothers because they actually play in this.
We did not see the update. Was there an update today on the ring?
I don't. Let me look. Like last time I checked, it was supposed to be done.
I saw a picture of it. That shit does not look close, dude.
Dude, it does not. I'm looking at the picture now. Dude, the roof isn't even on. Like what the.
Terrible. I mean, it's bad. Okay, yes, I did see the picture. It's not even close.
It's not.
It doesn't even look close to being done.
Maybe they might make it an outdoors game, guys.
the Olympic Classic.
The Olympic.
Fuck it, the Olympics at Lone Depot Park in Miami.
Oh Lord. That's another way to sell.
That is what they were saying, that there are other rinks in Europe they could use, but logistically, how would you make that work with the fans and everything?
It's just people have bought their plane tickets to go to Milan. Like people have already bought the tickets. It's just it's going to be so tough.
I think if it's not ready, it's just they're not going to go through with it.
Just put a tarp on that bitch and be on with it, right?
I don't know.
Hope it doesn't melt.
I don't know. Fuck it. Put it in a parking lot. Give them roller skates. Boom.
You know where they could do it? They could do it in Amberbank Arena, guys.
Oh Lord.
Steezy, you think they give us first access for season ticket holders? What?
No.
We'd be they give you guys a high five.
Thanks for your support, guys.
But we appreciate it, but they do Four Nations again if they can't.
I logistically don't even see how that could work out.
The headache.
I mean, what the hell would you just? Derek says, do it in Ocala.
Why the hell? What? Like, this is hockey, Derek. This isn't like freaking polo where all the. Why are we doing this in horse country?
Do it in the villages.
Oh Lord, that's a different type of problem. I don't know. It ain't the type of
riding I'll ride my chair. He can get in a golf cart. We'll ride.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess they go about the same speed. No. Like no, we should tie Ceaz's chair to the back of the golf cart and just see him just drive them.
Yep. There we go. Oh
I'll
my
be
God.
Screaming like that piggy screams from out the window. Whee!
Oh my gosh. But anyway, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this stream really got thrown off by this.
Yeah,
it really did.
We apologize, guys.
Yeah. I think we did a good job today, gentlemen.
Yeah. Give us credit for the news just like kind of just bombshelling us 2 minutes in.
So how about this? Do you guys want to come on and maybe when the rosters come out?
Yeah, we'll do it again.
We'll do it again.
Yeah.
How about this?
Yeah, we'll do that for you guys.
We should do a Canadian.
Knowing that we're going to get Nazem Kadri that day. So
we should do it. We should do a Canadian
sometime soon.
We should do a Canadian versus USA debate.
There you go. Cale Makar traded to the Florida Panthers. Aaron Ekblad and Gustav Forsling going back the other way.
Due to return.
Oh man.
But anyway, we appreciate you guys for watching.
Thank you
make
guys
sure
for both
you
channels.
enter the contest.
Yes,
and if those of you that are on the BigCeaz channel, make sure you subscribe to the Cats and Rats podcast to enter the competition.
And if you're not subscribed to the BigCeaz channel, I don't know what you're doing. Go ahead and subscribe. He's got a bunch of great content out there. And but once again, thank you to everyone who joined us. Shout out to our sponsors, Caneswear, Jeremy Beckham, and Les Dunbar, your sports memorabilia store. We say for myself, BigCeaz, and Nick, we say thank you. And as always, let's go USA.
Let's go.
What's up, Cats and Rats fans? If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button before you head out. If you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, make sure you leave us a 5-star review. And just like always, let's go Cats.